Ladies and gentlemen, we're back.
This setup, I feel like we're like new heights. I feel like we're like the Travis Kelsey
And
and
Jason Kelsey, Kelsey brothers, we're coming for everything you got.
We're not. We love you guys. I mean, we don't love your teams. Neither of us support you people, but you know, you're great as brothers. Me and
And they're
Jimmy
doing
are also
great.
brothers, biologically, twins even.
One day, one of us will be dating a famous singer.
Hopefully, it's not Taylor Swift.
Speaking of famous singers, we're rocking that Olivia Rodrigo merch, people.
Yeah.
As you
I
can
wish you
see,
that Jeremy's the back of Jeremy's has a cuss word on it. Mine doesn't. Mine just says bad idea, right? But the back does have a bigger like graphic on it. It's just Olivia Rodrigo and like a heart with an arrow through it.
I'm a perfect all-American,
Yeah, like
friendly
Jeremy's
neighborhood person.
he's been wearing this shirt everywhere too. So people have just been seeing it. People have been hit with profanity everywhere he goes.
We've been trying to tell you guys that we are Olivia Rodrigo's #1 fans, and that hasn't changed. While we've been away, we have been supporting Olivia Rodrigo in the shadows. Did we get concert tickets? No, we did not.
No,
It was a nightmare. Maybe
everybody's having a nightmare.
something in the future.
We're
Olivia,
still
if
her
you're
biggest
seeing
worst enemy.
this, just come on the show, Olivia. We can talk about getting tickets that way, but we just also love to have you.
And we signed. It's not like we didn't sign up. Me and Jeremy both put in our things because the Chicago show that she's doing was on my birthday, March 19th, and we signed up for the one in Detroit. But we just got put on the waiting list. I don't know who actually got into it, but it's a whole thing.
Yeah, I know people on Ticketmaster are going to be allowed to sell their tickets within the 72 hours of the show. So maybe 2024 will roll around and we'll make something happen. For now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. I'm in the recording studio by myself. And we haven't made a new episode in like 6 weeks. So that begs the question, Justin. What
What happened?
what have you been up to, my friend?
September 17th, the very tragic day, I got into a car accident. Now,
Tragic, a new paddock.
yeah. Now I get to smile about this now because gratefully I am standing. As you can see,
Nice.
I am not dead.
Hold on. That
Um,
just that deserves another clap.
Standing, I'm walking, and I'm going to physical therapy at the moment. So it's life is okay for the most part, but that day it was a great day to be honest. I was starting off my fall festivities, which is weird because we're coming back at you starting off like Christmas activities, Thanksgiving activities because it's November the 3rd, November the 5th right now. Um but yeah, I started off that day. I went to a pumpkin patch. And I went to go get breakfast. I went with a pumpkin patch. I was hanging out with some friends of mine, and we dropped everybody off. It was late at night, and we were driving, and a friend of mine drove into oncoming traffic, and we got T-boned, and I broke my femur, the hardest bone to break in your body. It was broken
It's
by a pickup truck.
yeah. I would like to clarify. He's saying this like it was just a minor inconvenience. He shouldn't be alive right now. He should be dead.
It's true. This is the second car accident this year, guys. This is the
He
second car
cheated
accident
death.
this year. Both times, I've almost been taken out, but
And
I honestly
neither
I
of
can't
them
tell
were
right now.
really 100% your fault. So you got to ask yourself, why does the universe hate you so much?
That's what I'm saying. Honestly, right now, I don't know if me being alive is a sign that the Lord loves me, or if these car crashes are a sign that He's trying to get me. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'll take what I can get. I'll take it.
But he's a strong guy. He's still standing. This episode, we're doing the Olivia Rodrigo musical challenge. That's right. This is a musical comeback here. Whenever the other person says the keyword guts up to 3 times each during this episode, the person that didn't say it has to break out into an Olivia Rodrigo track that best represents their emotions as to whatever they're talking about. So right now, I feel like if I said guts, you would break out into performance of brutal, because it really is brutal out here for you.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't count. I'm saving your embarrassment for later. So much has happened though while you were down for the count. I posted on Instagram. I was like, "Hey, Justin almost died."
But realistically, I feel like in the world of pop culture, round of applause, because I don't think this happened before we. No, it didn't. The writer's strike is over.
That happened
done.
while we were away. But I
It's
guess it was
done.
convenient that you almost died during the time that the actors were on strike and Hollywood
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily moving at a fast pace. So I guess that's convenient because we weren't overloaded with stuff. But I mean, stuff did happen. I don't want this episode to come off as super newsy, but I feel like it might, just because it's our first episode back and we have stuff to talk about. Celebrities are getting canceled left and right. Very intense political climate right now. And food reviewers in Atlanta just they're I don't think Atlanta restaurants are ever going to welcome food critics ever again. That's been a whole fiasco. Atlanta, what are you doing? Like, what is the food game in Atlanta? I really don't understand.
Together. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is not the same thing. But I've been to Atlanta twice. Once when I was younger, I went there for the Coca-Cola World, and we went to see the Martin Luther King Museum, and we also went to go see the well, I guess that was it. Those were the two things. But where we ended up eating at was this place called I think it was like I don't know what it was called, but they served chicken and waffles. Like that was their big thing. That was their big brand. And when I tell you, we waited outside for like a couple of hours to be seated in a line with people, and the food was very mediocre. I didn't enjoy it one bit. People who now, granted, I didn't actually get chicken and waffles, but the people who I know at my table who did get chicken and waffles did not like it either. So the hour wait doesn't seem worth it. Honestly, if you go to Atlanta, just don't eat food. Just pack your own food. Pack a couple ham sandwiches. You'll survive.
Seriously. I now know why The Walking Dead is set in Atlanta, because the harsh climate of the restaurant world in Atlanta led to the zombie apocalypse. That's definitely it. Dude, The Walking Dead. Everything's happening in The Walking Dead world.
I mean, honestly, that's a place that we can jump right into it. Me and Jeremy, sadly, like it's just I can't even like. It's such a hard time to be a nerd, to be a fan of things, because there's like, although there's a mix of a lot of bad content being put out there, but there's also good content, and there's just a lot of content in general, which leads us to like I haven't finished Dead City yet, and I haven't even started on the Daryl show yet, and it's just kind of tragic.
There's so much to watch. This past week we got Um, on Amazon Prime alone, Gen V wrapped up for fans of the Boys universe. Invincible season 2 kicked off. Loki is coming to a close. The Marvels drops this week. There is so much to take in, and I'm very behind, I'll admit. So we don't even have that much to review today because, man, what a there's so much content out there. I saw FNAF though. Five Nights at
Yeah,
Freddy's.
we both saw Five Nights at Freddy's. You know, it was very like it was good. It was entertaining. I enjoyed it. You know, like going into it as a person who is an avid watcher of like all the lore. I've never played the games myself. I had no
I
admire to, but
have
I watched all the like every single lore video, every single playthrough,
all the
Corey
Matt Pat
Kenshin's
videos.
Markiplier, Matt Pat
It's just a
Lily.
theory.
I was just before this. Behind me is he released a full timeline video, and right now I currently just watched the morphed version of those, and it's insane.
It's like a black
actually,
hole, dude. You get into FNAF lore and you just get sucked in.
yeah. I wish it would have been fun, like for the movies to like follow, um, this like kind of like story that was written out somewhat by the fans to a point of like William Afton growing up and creating these. This kind of all started after William Afton went on his whole killing spree, and all the children are already in the animatronics, and everything is already in place, you know. And but you know, at this point, it's so hard to actually follow the lore, and I feel like every fan themselves has their own different version of what they think is canon and what isn't. So, what you gonna do?
I really one of my biggest problems coming out of the movie was I didn't think it did a good job setting up a franchise for new viewers. It felt very fan servicey. The way things were handled were awesome as someone who has experienced these stories. But I really want to talk to someone who going in knew nothing about Five Nights at Freddy's and what they thought of the reveal of William Afton and so forth. These things they didn't know coming to light. I wonder how that went for them. Because personally for me,
Honestly,
putting myself in the shoes of a new viewer, I couldn't imagine enjoying it that much. It feels very complicated and confusing and all over the place.
I watched a video, and there's this guy who I constantly watch his videos. I can't remember his name for the life of me. I really don't know why, but he does like animated videos, and he just kind of like reviews movies. And now I use the word review like lightly because he kind of just like goes through and roasts the movie. But he did his impression of the FNAF movie. He didn't know the lore, he didn't know anything. He kind of just thought it was, it was a boring horror movie, and that's completely understandable. Like it in retrospect, if you had never seen any of this and this was just to come out before any of the games, this would be a fairly boring horror movie for you to watch. I mean, it's just not full of life like you're supposed to have before watching it. So I completely get that from that perspective.
I will say they did stretch the PG-13 boundaries a lot. There were some pretty cool kills. Freddy chopped someone in half with his mouth. So
Yeah,
that's
that was
crazy.
intense.
I also want to get into Spider-Man 2 talk. That's a big thing, and I can't wait any longer. We got to talk about it. But first, I was scrolling through TikTok earlier, and I found a video. I didn't know your past was out there like this, but I'm going to expose you. I actually found a video of you as a baby. Did you know that you were viral on TikTok?
Dude, what are you pulling up?
So I gotta I gotta show this video here. Did you hear the audio?
Yeah, I could hear the audio.
she, she called him fat man. Look at him. Look at baby Justin. Aw. Guts.
You know that one. You know that one.
How do you feel
giant
about
baby?
that?
You know that one giant baby. That's what you look like. You ever seen that giant baby? Who's like jumping on that dude's back? That like freakishly huge baby.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Let me pull it up. Let me
Like,
pull it up.
yeah, no, I remember that.
Big baby.
I've always been told I've been told that I look like Bling Bling from Johnny Test.
This creepy child. You really can't see it. Like I really wish you could.
How how did you find
Yeah.
that video so fast?
You just search up big baby, dude. You just search up big baby. Like it's everyone knows.
I also
What drink do you have down there? I have Welch's. I have Welch's grape.
I actually didn't have anything because I was setting up and forgot to grab a drink. So my throat will probably be dry by the end of this. Prime is my go-to though. New United States champion Logan Paul, KSI, who should have won that fight.
Welch's.
It's great to be back, guys. Welcome to the Fragmented Zone. I think we lost Justin a little bit there, but it's fine.
You lost me?
He disconnected. Oh, your video, it says that it's I can hear your voice, but the video disconnected.
Really? Oh,
This is our first time doing this. Oh, maybe it is recording. I can see my face. Maybe. Okay, well that's good enough for me. Anyways.
Weird.
Okay, it says recording is continuing smoothly. I just can't see your face. This is confusing. This is brought to you by Riverside FM.
Yeah, my thing says actual recording is higher quality. Something like that.
Yeah, it's fine. It's good. It's great. It's great. Like I said, brought to you by Riverside FM. Shout out Riverside. I said that like it's a sponsorship. It's not. This is the platform we're using. But if you do want to sponsor us, we're not quite there yet. When do you get your first sponsor as a podcast?
Once you like have numbers, it's proven. Once the numbers show,
when they know people
that
listen.
You can like.
But what are numbers?
Put yourself out there.
Click follow, subscribe, whatever else you can click to get us our first sponsor. We've already decided that when we hit 10,000 subs, we will be doing a bikini photo shoot.
Do not speak on. We have not decided anything. This has not been proven. This has not been talked about. This has been mildly discussed by one side and one side only, and that side is Jeremy's. I didn't agree to this. He has a lot of plans for stuff that I don't agree with. Bikinis,
Daddy gets what he wants.
No. Boxing match,
imagine
no.
That'll get views. Us in bikinis, thongs, and everything. I'm sure. Guys. We're going all out.
I don't think anybody wants to see that.
It's really creepy down here. By the way, you could kind of see me looking off camera. Like, is there the ghost of the Fragmented Zone
video that I just did? Because
sorry, I'm in my basement and it's dark and dusty down here, and this is definitely like I can't explain. I can't show it off, but Justin's been down here. He knows I have multiple dungeons. One of them is like sealed shut. People were definitely murdered down here at one point in time. Someone was tortured down here. I hear their screams at night. It's crazy. So it's really some weird paranormal activity going on down here. I have a very creepy basement. Do you have a basement? You don't have a basement.
In my apartment? No. I have a crawl space. Like you can get down there and crawl.
Do you know what's crazy? Do you know
you can't crazy? See my. I forgot you couldn't see my face, so like I was just sitting there.
I can see your face again. I saw your face.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say what's crazy is the amount of people I've met in my life that get Anne Frank and Helen Keller confused. Like, what is confusing about those two people, and why do so many people think they are the same?
Hmm.
This is a whole fiasco on the internet. Helen Keller wasn't real.
Yeah, she wasn't. Because there's
There's
no
no
way you could
way.
write. There was no way you could write books. And you know, I can't say that. I can't say that. You could probably write books. Like Gabby Hanna wrote a book, and it's just like quotes in the middle of pages if you turn it. But
Wait till we write a book.
that's
It's gonna be
true.
awesome.
Honestly, I should have set up my light. You know that? Like this lighting is pretty good. I think this
Yeah,
lighting is fairly well, but I should have like set up my light. Maybe I could have got like some more like dimension
I have
going on.
a Ring camera. It's not perfect, but it's fine. The sign is very, very lit up, and Zoni, the clownfish over here, is very lit up. So no, we're good. Could you imagine being the person that let Helen Keller fly that plane? Like, can you imagine how terrifying that would be? Okay, I don't know why. I don't know how I started talking about Helen Keller and Anne Frank. Anyways, before we get into
Is it
Spider-Man 2 talk,
who's that official pilot lady, like the super famous one? I don't know why I was about to say Anne Hathaway. I don't know who that is. Like I don't.
why does that sound right? Why does it sound like it is Anne Hathaway? I know who you're talking about. She she got lost in the Bermuda Triangle and
Did she get lost in the beauty? She has like a. Doesn't she have a Fortnite skin? Or like a
what?
one inspired one inspired after her?
Famous pilot lady. I'm looking it up on Google right now. Oh, Amelia Earhart.
Amelia Earhart. Yeah, okay. Amelia Earhart Fortnite skin.
Does she have a Fortnite skin?
No, she has like one inspired after her. Yeah, this is it right here.
Oh, it's called Earhart.
Yeah, so I mean,
Dude,
it's not
how
even
did I not
inspired. It's
know
just
about
her.
this? Yeah,
I don't
that's
know. It's such a
literally
big
her.
thing. Yeah,
Wow,
that's pretty
much
dope
I
skin.
pay attention. That was another thing that happened this weekend. Fortnite OG is back.
Yeah, it is.
We've been dropping in.
Where's you?
What?
I had to pick Jeremy's first landing spot, which I picked Weeping Woods.
No, Wailing Woods, but close enough. Wailing. Wailing
No,
Woods.
last time I said wailing, you said it was weeping.
No, last time you said
I don't know
weeping,
how I keep
and I
getting
said
it
it was
mixed up because
wailing.
wasn't there a Weeping Woods like in the next chapters? I promise y'all, I'm OG. Like I promise, I've
swear
been playing.
no. I swear no. But I also said there wasn't an Amelia Earhart skin in Fortnite, and you proved me wrong. So I'm not gonna.
Yeah, let me
I'm not
look
gonna
it up.
challenge it.
Let me look it up.
The
Wailing.
Fortnite player base right now is so all over the place. You'll go from fighting bots over like a huge 6 million player base in one day. There's still wait queues 3 days after the season launched. But yet you'll run into bots and then you'll run into players that are sweating all over you. Stop with that, okay? This is our season.
Okay. In the chapter and in the chapter 2 location, when you dropped in next to Slurpy Swamp, there was a Weeping Woods location. It was called Weeping Woods. And I keep getting those mixed up because they're practically the same thing.
Dude, Mr. Fortnite knowledge over here. He knows everything. Okay. Well, then let me ask you this. What are the odds of finding shields in the new season? Like, what is the mathematical odds?
Probably like 0 to 100. You have a 0 out of 100.
I'm thinking more 0.
Any small.
Where are they? Where are the shields? Yeah, where are the big pots? The smaller ones are getting easier to find. Where are the big pots, Epic?
Where is like, honestly, anything? And it's crazy too because a lot of people are like complaining about this, but when they weren't joking when they said we were going back to chapter 1.
Yeah.
Like they didn't just bring back chapter 1. They brought back chapter 1 problems, all right? And that's not what people expected. They just expected to go back and live the map. No, they brought back the problems that we had with guns, with with shields, with things, cuz people take for granted what we had in the later chapters, but
Facts. Yeah, no, and I've been seeing all the crazy glitches that people are talking about and everything. Um, I I said there's no way. Like, it's not like we can jump in a time machine and go back to what chapter 1 was like. But man, that magic has been recaptured. It really does feel good. It just Ninja brought back his blue hair. That's what got me. When Ninja brought back his blue hair, I was like, we're back. We're back. At 20,000 subs, we will both dye our hair blue. So, yeah.
yeah, I'll do
wouldn't that
that.
be crazy?
20. I'm not
20
going in
20,000.
bikinis for
I've
10,000 though.
I like my natural blonde. 20,000 though, I feel like 20,000 is a fair, like, at that point I'm making money from this. So,
True.
Speaking of which, go join our Patreon. I've completely revamped it. There's more tiers now, there's more content, and we're going to start uploading some bonus stuff over there, including our After Hours
Do
series.
you guys also know, guys? I want you to look at this. I wish I could like zoom in. See that
There's
little,
like a screen
see that
share
little
here.
black. See that little black thing right there? It's showing up perfectly. That's the Patreon logo.
It's true.
That little white blob.
Yeah, they changed it all.
That's the Patreon logo.
I don't understand though, like, why over the years we've simplified every logo imaginable. Why does everything have to be simplified? I don't like. Do people not understand the original logo, so you have to simplify it? I don't get it.
Maybe
Everything's so
don't get it.
cartoony
Like,
nowadays.
If Microsoft had came out of the womb with those little 4 different colored square blocks, they would have been laughed at. But now that's just the standard. That's just what they do. That's just the thing. And who let Apple
I'll never forget what
get
they did
away?
to my boy Firefox. Like
the gradual, just like.
What is this? Why is this? I wish I could. Well, it's the Firefox logo turning into the imposter.
What's going on?
Okay, don't look up the Firefox logo. You'll run into the imposter from Among Us. Okay. We know you guys want to hear us talk about Spider-Man 2, so let's talk about Spider-Man 2, 19 inches of Venom.
Jeremy, you didn't bring the 19 inches of Venom down there?
I didn't. It's upstairs. It's too much Venom to bring into this room. It's just this room can't handle all that Venom. By the way, I did hijack your chair because I'm on this side. It's very nice. You're never getting it back. It's going to stay here until you return from college.
It's leaving with me to Cleveland, so, enjoy it for the next year.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it?
What am I going to do about my chair being in your house?
Come get it. I dare you.
Isn't your, entire basement mostly made of wood? And your house?
We both 100%ed the game. We both platinum Spider-Man 2. It's kind of sad. We got it done so quick. It's such a quick game. I really wish I could go back right now. New Game Plus isn't out yet, but when it does, I will immediately be diving back in. And I want to do an ultimate difficulty run as well. But
it came out. When did it? Because it came out Friday. And me and Jeremy were in a party, And I just purchased the deluxe edition. Jeremy bought the collector's edition, which came with the physicalized paper thing that you had to do, the 19 inches of Venom. But I just bought the deluxe edition and pre-downloaded it so that I could play it immediately that night. And I jumped into it. That 12 a.m. hit, me and Jimmy were in the party. I jumped in, and I was like all those memes. Immediately once I jumped in, saw everything. Game of the year. Game of the year. It was just it was beautiful. The entire
really
game,
was.
the entire storyline.
It was such a surreal experience. They did everything right. And it sucks that it's probably going to be overlooked for Game of the Year because we've had so many big titles this year. But realistically, Spider-Man 2 is just, it's on my list of favorite games now. It's so insanely immersive. The gameplay is so insanely impressive. The characters, the story. I mean, they took Venom to new heights with this game. I freaking loved what they did with Venom. The Spider-Man fan of me was satisfied. The gamer in me was satisfied, so much so that I spent the entire day, Saturday, playing through 18 hours of this game. And then I went back and finished it off a couple days later. But, man, what... It feels weird because it feels like so long ago now. It's been like a week, 2 weeks, but man, it was worth it.
No.
Worth the $250 that I put into the collector's edition.
I only put $80 into it. Actually, no, because didn't you say you bought a version on PlayStation Store?
No, I pre-ordered a version at GameStop. I think I put $10 down on it. That $10 is just gone. It's in the dust. Never gonna see it again. It's fine.
Don't you have like a GameStop subscription thing?
I have a rewards account. They should just put it in there as credit.
Yeah. They always ask me if I have one every time I go there, and I tell them no.
GameStop is such a scary place. As a kid, I always told myself I wanted to work there when I got older. Now I will never fill out an application. Everyone kind of has that same experience. Like once you hear about the horrors of working, like I'm so confused how people end up working at GameStop. Like they're never happy. They seem like the most unhappiest people alive. What are they doing? How did they get there? Are they being held hostage?
I'm confused how people end up working at Target. Target is genuinely such a hard job to get into. Like the way, like I don't know what the process is behind it. I don't know what evaluation they do for you, but dude, getting in the freaking Target is like trying to get into the FBI. How do you even apply to work at the FBI? You ever think about that?
It's genuinely just an internet application. Like if you go on Indeed right now, you will see like FBI agent. Like they just recruit these people from everywhere. Like anyone can go on Indeed and be like, I want to be an FBI agent. So
I'm sure you have to have.
How do you know I'm not an FBI agent?
How do I know you aren't?
Yeah, why are you laughing?
Because you're working at Tropical Smoothie and you're in your basement.
But I have all this cool.
No, I'm not saying that the
stuff.
No, I'm not saying that the FBI doesn't. Yeah, you see that poster is duct taped. No, I'm not saying that the FBI is the highest paying job in the world, but I like to think that they pay enough for a man to afford his own apartment.
Don't expose me like that, okay? It's the holidays. It's the holiday season.
It's the holidays.
That means a lot. Number one, the McRib is back. That's important. That plastic slab of porky goodness.
I've never had a McRib, and I don't ever want one.
100 subs.
Just
100 subs. And Justin will try his first McRib.
just like I've never had a um Shamrock shake. I've never had a Grimace shake, and I don't know if the Grimace shake will ever come back because apparently that was the end of Grimace. He had one
Grimace,
birthday.
did you see the Grimace Crocs?
Yeah, I did. Russ also sent those to me.
Shout out to
I said I
Russ.
would get. I said I would get the red ones, the McDonald ones.
I think I missed out, but like those, come on, like I would wear those like fuzzy Grimace Crocs. Uh,
It's crazy
who
because I
doesn't want a
didn't know
piece of
like
Grimace?
we had talked about this already. My entire like deep lore into like the Grimace and everything, and how Uncle O'Grimacy is
Yeah,
the Shamrock
said
shake.
it. You actually said during one episode that you were gonna go hard on Grimace, and then you never did. I'm still waiting on the full presentation on Grimace.
Oh, I
In
did. I
fact,
didn't go hard
you
on.
know what? Just how about I just shut up for a second? I'm gonna give you the
No,
floor
it's
for
okay.
like 3 minutes.
Look. We'll come back. We still have a lot to talk about. We'll come back, and I'll have a binder ready. I'll have a binder ready of evidence on Grimace and his entire operation at McDonald's and what he's doing.
Absolutely. Next episode, people. Just be ready. Okay.
Be ready.
The MCU is in shambles. What? That's the big headline. It's in shambles. I always hate when people say like the MCU is dead. The MCU is in shambles. And I still hate it. I think it's very much over exaggerating. Variety took a lot of active stories from over the past few years and kind of combined them all into one to show that there is behind the scenes drama at Marvel. But this is a corporation that runs blockbusters. They can figure this out. And I hope
The
that
MCU is,
for fans, we can get somewhere that we're happy with again.
but the MCU is metaphorically and literally in shambles.
Yeah, that's true.
After Loki, because stuff is still unraveling in that show.
Literally unraveling. Universes are unraveling. No spoilers though. Loki, I think, is one of the most impressive Marvel shows from a technical standpoint, from a visual standpoint, from a writing standpoint. They've built their entire world here. And although it's a lot of talking about things that don't make sense, by the end, you feel the stakes. You feel connected to this world that's been built. And it's beautifully done. So just hats off to that team for carrying the MCU right now. But I really do think that it'll be okay. We'll be back on top as we get new projects like Echo and Daredevil.
Yeah, I think we will. Like I defended the MCU for a long time because I was a firm believer in like them getting their footing and trying out new things. Because people were already on the bridge of complaining about like the MCU being in like it being like too the same. Like they were releasing the same movies, and when they started releasing new stuff, I was like, guys, this is literally what everybody wanted. I don't know why you're like tripping out about it, but I think they've been doing it for long, and I think they did it with too much stuff. I think they took this conglomerate of stuff that they wanted to do experiments with, and they kind of just like threw it out there when they should have been dipping their toes in the water. They kind of just like threw their whole selves in. Now they kind of like claw themselves out, but I think they will. I think they got it. I think it all comes to the same, and I still stand by the same thing. If you don't like it, you don't gotta watch it. I don't know if people still need to comment on it every single time. So I just see a video of like people always complaining about it, and I'm like, you realize you don't have to watch it? Like it's like at one point, it's like I think the Marvel is still dominating the box office, sure, but with them releasing 3 movies a year, you know how many movies come out in a year? Like 1 year alone, you have a conglomerate of movies to go watch. Go watch them.
What word did you just use?
Conglomerates.
Did you just make that up?
No, it's a real word.
Those are those college words that you're using. College words. We did mention the writer strikes, by the way. And let me pull up real quick. I think it's an important. The actor strikes are still currently going on. For those of you that want an update, but there has been negotiations. There have been meetings. I mean, I think all in all, there's even when this is all over, there's still going to be problems with how corporations run Hollywood and how these big studios run everything. But hopefully we can get actors what they want, and it's a step in the right direction, because for us, we want to go into this industry.
With the writer's strike being over,
we want to go into
an
an industry that's alive and healthy.
With the writer's strike being over, the actor strike is like halting things from a front-facing standpoint. But with the writer's strike being over, it's like the behind the scenes is still going. They're able to like actually get stories down on paper instead of like it automatically just being performed. Like stuff like I think stuff like Deadpool gets to continue now being written before when it wasn't. So
I'm trying to find some bullet points. Some bullet points about what the WGA got out of this. I will say higher residuals from streaming, more control over AI content, artificial intelligence. That was a big deal. Writers got a guarantee that staffs on shows in initial development will be employed for at least 10 weeks. And that staff on shows that go to air will be employed for 3 weeks per episode. So it's all about not overworking writers, giving the writers the pay they deserve and the respect they deserve, and protecting their rights as writers, and also not letting streaming leave writers on the streets. So that's awesome. That's awesome. You have a very scary face. Sometimes I just look over at the computer and I just see your face and I'm like, ah.
I have a scary face. What does that mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean I have a scary face? Look at me like that.
Don't look at me like that, Randy.
I'm not big scary face. No, look, speaking of writing and Marvel and content, let's get into Echo and
Echo
branches out into like 50,000 things, because Echo has to just say it has the Kingpin in it is an understatement. The Kingpin is like this big overarching, literally the visual and the symbolization of Kingpin in this thing is him over Echo in this poster that was on there. But with him comes like so many different characters, right? We have Daredevil, who is most likely going to be in this show, and then obviously the catchline is no bad deed go unpunished. Punish the Punisher. Okay, we got him, and with Kingpin, that opens up a entire list of different people in there. You know, honestly, I'm waiting for Spider-Man to be in one of these projects, right? Like, I don't think he'll be in Daredevil, but they need to cross over eventually.
Remember how everyone thought Spider-Man was going to swing in at the end of Hawkeye? And it was going to be set during the exact same time, and it didn't happen, and it was just mass disappointment.
People get themselves disappointed.
I'm really excited for Echo. I'm excited that Kevin Feige allowed this creative team to do what they want, and that Marvel is not afraid to break their own formula and is starting to do independent character studies in a more brutal and darker
TV
tone.
Mature.
Yeah, TV MA, the big MA. We are still getting all of the episodes all at once, which concerns me. But the trailer has high hopes. High hopes. What else? What else do we have to talk about? I feel like there's things. You know what I've wanted to do on the podcast for a while now? We might as well just do it now. Okay, I'm kind of hitting you with this on the spot. But I see all these videos of people doing wavelengths, and I thought like Justin and I would be really good at that. So today we're gonna try it. Have you seen this?
Yeah, like people like talking at the same time, like relation stuff.
Okay, maybe you haven't. Plug in my device. I always forget where this thing plugs in at.
Maybe I was. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the thing where like people are like they like correlate one word to other things.
No, wavelength is the thing where you guess a number, and then you guess a category. Person says a category, and you give them something in that category that matches that number. So if I was thinking of the number 7, and you said, and you're trying to guess that I'm thinking of the number 7, so you give me a couple categories, like, hey, give me a restaurant, and I'd say Arby's, and you're like, okay, like that's a 7, because Arby's is a 7 out of 7 out of 10.
Okay.
So
Right.
honestly, knowing now that you don't know how this works, I'm really scared.
I get it. Okay.
Okay, you know what? You think of a number first in your head. Think of a number between 1 and 10, and then tell me when you got your number.
I have my number.
Okay, perfect. Now, I'm going to ask you for a category. I'm going to ask you a category, and you give me a thing that matches your number. So,
Wait, what?
okay. So, whatever number you're thinking, 1 is the worst, 10 is the best. You're going to give me, I'm going to say, give me a Marvel movie.
But what's the end goal here?
My goal is to guess the number that you're thinking of based on the answers that you give me. We're supposed to get in the same wavelength, but we know each other. So I feel like this also, you are answering this from your own perspective, not like everyone else's. So
got it.
So now you have your number. Give me a Marvel movie.
And it doesn't like, does it mean like a rating, or can it just be like, could it be like a 4th installment or something?
What?
Like it has to be a rating of something inside of that.
I mean, just give me a movie that matches that number. Like if I'm thinking of like a 5 out of 10, I would go like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. But
okay, but it doesn't have to be like a rating. Like it doesn't have to be like a.
I mean, you do what your brain desires. You do what your brain tells you to do.
Like I could, like my number could be 4, and I could say Thor, Thor: Love and Thunder, because that's the 4th movie.
No, no,
No,
because
it has to be a rating.
It's or at least what you feel like what that movie belongs to number wise. I did not know.
Okay.
I thought this would go way smoother, but I think we get it. I think we got it. Okay.
My number is 4. I'm changing it now.
Okay.
Okay.
New number.
Okay.
Think of a different number.
Great.
We're gonna start fresh.
Great. I thought of it. I'm there.
Okay. Give me a Marvel character.
Ms. Marvel.
Okay. We'll do 3, and then after 3, I'll guess what your number is. Give me an animal.
Hmm. An armadillo.
That was a bold answer. This could go a million different places. Armadillos are cool though, dude. I don't know about you. Okay. Okay. Give me a type of cereal.
Fruit Loops.
Oh, okay, Fruit Loops. Okay, I want to lock in, but I'm split. It could be one of two. I'm gonna just go ahead and say 7.
Yeah, that was 7.
Let's go.
It
Let's
was 7.
go.
Nice.
I figured with Miss Marvel, like those are all things that are like up there, but they're not in the best range. Like Fruit Loops is like
Miss Marvel from the
if you
MCU,
had no other
by
choice,
the
you would
way.
pick Fruit Loops if you had to.
Yeah. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of Fruit Loops, but I take them. I eat them.
Okay.
I'm talking about Miss Marvel from the MCU. I'm not a fan of how her powers look, but Miss Marvel in the comics is like a 10 out of 10 for me.
Respect.
Okay, you go. You pick
Okay.
a number.
I have a number.
Okay. Let's see. Give me a place to visit.
Oh. The nursing home.
Okay. Give me a first date. A first date, like choice, like a place or like an event.
Cheesecake Factory. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. A first date, go-karting.
Okay. Give me a. Let's see. Give me a drink choice.
A drink choice? Um This is very difficult. Trying to give a good one here. Um Unsweetened tea.
Well, this guy. Okay, I'm gonna go with a 0. Or I guess 0 isn't technically a thing, so I'm gonna go with 1.
It was 2. But
No way,
I understand where you're coming from because I'll give you 1 because unsweetened tea is pretty bad.
dude.
Like that might have been the
Pretty
bottom of the
bad.
barrel.
No, I don't think you understand.
It's
And
hard
this
to
brings me into
differentiate between what's a 1 and what's a 2. Okay,
dude.
so
Like, look, dude. I had this whole conversation with Haley and Russ, but I recently my grandfather picked up this tea from the store. You know, Grand Peak, I think is what it's called.
no, I hate tea. I
You
don't
don't
know
know that,
anything about tea. Not a fan
dude.
of tea.
Okay, so they have this 0 sugar sweet tea, and it is by far the best thing I have ever had. Because, like, I don't know how they did it, but unsweetened tea sucks. Like, it genuinely is the epitome of like drinks. I don't know how anybody puts that in their mouth. That's up there with black coffee, okay, and dark chocolate. All of it's bad. All right, but
Hold on.
that's
Don't hate on dark chocolate. I like dark chocolate.
I would. Yeah, you think you like dark chocolate until you taste any dark chocolate above 50%.
I like Hershey's dark chocolate. Their special
Yeah, see,
chocolate.
that's not even close. That's not even close to real dark chocolate.
That's why they just call it special chocolate, technically. Well, how much percentage of dark chocolate is Hershey's special chocolate?
Let's look.
Research time in the city.
45%.
That's higher than you made it seem. That's almost half
No, I
dark
didn't.
chocolate.
Yeah, half. Dude,
Oh, it's just half milk, half dark, basically.
Dude, I've tried 90%. 90%.
I just
90%.
I clearly can't even have this conversation because I was arrogant before. I had no idea that I hadn't experienced the true fierce
90%.
dark chocolate ways. So I guess what I'm looking on Amazon. Right, we are going to try 100% dark chocolate on this podcast.
We won't. I was damn near there.
But that wasn't 100, was it?
No.
We got. Wait, how much is this? Walmart 100% dark chocolate by Lindt. I'm gonna go get these at Walmart. So I'm gonna try. You don't have to try it, but I'll try it. I'll bring it over and I'll try it for the next episode. Speaking of like dark, 100% dark chocolate, I did a video on TikTok and you were like supposed to follow it up with your version of that video, and then you never did. So we're just gonna have the conversation here. Halloween just passed. What's the best candy to get on Halloween? Like, what's the worst?
Best candy to get on Halloween is a Twix. A Twix is just a yummy, delicious candy bar, you know?
There's just something about that first bite into a Twix where like the caramel like detaches from the bar.
This is the thing, right? Twix, there's a layer of vanilla wafer, okay? Then there's a layer of caramel, then it's coated in chocolate, okay? Perfect crunch, perfect caramel, perfect chocolate taste. It's just a good chocolate bar.
But you are you a left Twix or a right Twix kind of guy?
I've always been a right Twix. I've always been a right Twix person. I live by that statement.
See, that's funny because I think I'm a left Twix guy. Like when I think Twix, I think left Twix.
Too many people are left Twix people. I'm not about that life. But look, Milky Way, Three Musketeers, Snickers, Nougat City, and it's just full filling. Like you bite into a Snickers and you feel like you're about to like eat an entire full course meal. All right, and then you bite into a Three Musketeers.
Love. All for it.
And then you bite into Three Musketeers or a Milky Way. It's just nougat all up in your mouth, nougat all up in your noggin. All right, and I'm not about it. I don't want none of that. None of that going on. Yeah, I'm not about it. So I think a Twix is perfect. Worst candy to get, and I'm gonna do an honorable mention. But first, I'm gonna go with the worst candy. Whoppers. Whoppers suck. Whoppers are an old person's candy. Whoppers
there's nothing quite like Whoppers though. They're little malt balls. Why do you not want those?
I don't want them. I don't want them. Honorable mention, that's not a candy. It's not a candy, y'all. But it is, for some reason, given out on Halloween, those stupid popcorn balls. I don't know who made those things, but they suck. They taste disgusting, and I never have ever in my life finished one. If you finish one, you're fat, all right? And
they fill up too much space. The idea of Halloween is to be able to fill an entire volume of a bag up with little pieces of candy. I don't want these big popcorn balls filling my candy bag.
And this is coming from a fat man, all right? If I'm telling you you're fat, you need to listen. Okay, if you have ever in your life just grabbed the popcorn ball and huck that thing down, because not only is it hard to bite into, okay, it's a round ball of just popcorn, and you're just down the hatch. Fix it. Throw it away.
Fix it.
Throw it away.
Same with people who give out apples and like cheap fruit chews. Like, step up your trick or treat game, okay? I did not go trick or treating this year, and I feel like trick or treating as a concept, it's kind of dying, unfortunately. But there's still
if you're gonna give out fruit snacks. If you're gonna give out fruit snacks, I don't mind that. I love getting fruit snacks as a child. Yeah. But if you're gonna give out fruit snacks, stop giving out Mott's. Give out Welch's. You know what fruit snacks kids want. Stop giving out Mott's fruit snacks. Well, I do like the Scooby-Doo ones. Yeah, those are good. But the Mott's ones, those are the healthy versions of a fruit snack. And no kid wants those.
I wouldn't be mad about some fruit snacks. I like fruit. You know what I'd be mad about? Yeah. If somehow someone got a hold of the movie theater cookie dough bites and started passing those out on Halloween, I honestly would go back and egg the house. So, have you ever? I've associated at work with a lot of public school kids. Why is egging and toilet papering people's houses just like a normal thing to do in public high schools? I didn't even know that was a real thing that people did. I thought that was like a movie thing. Like, that's crazy. Until I met people who actually did it. I was scared because I grew up. I have a total of 7 siblings. All right, one who I've only lived with, and the other who has lived in my city. We've grown up in the general region, but I went down with my siblings one year to their stepmom's house, and they wanted to ding dong ditch some people. I was scared. All right, I don't do that. That's not a me thing to do. All right, I was never one of those people who was able to be in crowds of siblings or friends who just ding dong ditch people's houses. All right, so when they were down for this idea, I wasn't with it. So the idea of egging or toilet paper somebody's house is just foreign to me. Do you think you really could have ran away if you ding-donged on someone's house?
Yeah. Me and you were like the same size as a child. We both progressively got fatter.
That's true. That is true. I used to play sports. I was in a much better shape. But I'm working on it. But I still couldn't run as a kid. I was fat enough to not be able to run that well.
I could run. I was they put me at receiver when I played football for some considerable amount of time.
Yeah, that's crazy because they wouldn't put me anywhere near the ball. I did football camp for 2 days. They said, "You're on the bench." I said, "This is football camp. There is no bench." And they said, "We don't care." But soccer, no, soccer. I was an all-star. Okay, I was the best on defense. Again, they didn't trust me to run the field, but I was great in that little box by the goal. Okay, except this one time when I was like 4, I did hit a goal into the opposite net, and it still haunts me to this day. I don't know why I remember that, but I remember my coach laughing, and that was when my depression started. So,
damn. My depression started in 8th grade. Our science teacher came up to me at the end of 8th grade. He looked me in my eye. All right, and told me, "You're different. You're acting different." He's like, "You should seek help." And I went home that day because this was like the last day of school. I went home that day, and I didn't know what that man was talking about. My life has been on a constant decline since that day. All right.
Shout out to Mr. Johnson, though. Only good science teacher I ever had. Every other science teacher sucks. I don't know how, like, I don't know what the qualifications of being a science teacher. I hope none of somehow they're gonna find this. Like this is gonna come back to haunt me. But I just, is the qualification for being a science teacher to like be a terrible person? We've had science teachers with criminal records, okay? Like it's I don't understand where they find these people. I just anyway.
I think they're all good now. That staff has gotten rid of, like, they've gotten rid of so many people at that school.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, going to an art school for a lot of years, we never egged or toilet papered anybody's houses, and I think that's crazy that people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes
we
I
haven't done
regret.
it yet.
Sometimes I think.
25,000
that we should,
subscribers, huh? Right?
Sometimes I think, no, because at this point we're going to actual jail. Like, they're taking us to actual prison. But sometimes I think about, sometimes I regret my, like, childhood. And I think I didn't do enough. But then I'm like, what? I'm like, was egging a house and toilet papering it gonna really give me that thrill that I needed? Was it really? Was it gonna do it for me? I don't know if
Nothing
it was.
ever really gives you that thrill. Life is just endless disappointment.
It's true.
Okay. This was our comeback episode. We were testing out Riverside, so shout out to them for being the new host of the podcast. And obviously, stay tuned every week for a new episode. Check out our Discord.
We're gonna go get on Fortnite, and we're gonna go check out these Stranger Things skins.
You betcha. Yeah, it's back. Tilted Towers, here I come.
Wait, but
Salty Springs, my baby.
Guts.
I forgot about
Guts.
that. I think we just have to give them what they need and do a duet performance.
No,
right
this is
here.
all. This one's all you. You can stay here, and I'll leave and let you do your solo to the people.
I got my driver's license last week, just
did.
like we always talked about. You were so excited for me to finally drive up to your house, and today I drove through the suburbs. I think the ghost is coming down to haunt me. Bye. See you guys.